Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, thanks for tuning in for another quick channel C.G.E video. Today I am more than honored to be reviewing this 2004 Chrysler PT Cruiser GT. This is turbo, and it is a ton of fun to drive. Now, if you haven't been around the channel very long, this is actually my car. About a month ago I picked this up. I'd been looking around for a while for something new to drive other than my S10 for commuting purposes and stuff like that, and I came across the GT PT Cruisers. I've always kind of liked PT Cruisers a little bit. You know, I was never one of those that hated them. I will talk about that later. But when I found out and started learning more about the GT models, I started researching them and looking for them nearby, and I ended up finding this one, driving about an hour away, and picking it up. Drivetrain in this is the same drivetrain that was in the SRT4, if you're familiar with them. More people were favored them and liked them, so it's kind of a good way to compare it. But it is the same engine, and I'm pretty sure transmission that was available in the SRT4. It's a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder high output with a small turbo on it. Makes about 220 horsepower and 245 foot-pounds of torque. My car has actually made it to a 4-speed automatic with the auto stick capability, so I am able to shift on the fly, sort of a deal. But there was also the 5-speed manual option, which I really hope to find, but they're starting to become more rare. Someday maybe I'll do a manual swap, we'll see, but for now I'm more than happy with the 4-speed automatic that's in it right now. Now, PT Cruisers in the general sense are pretty much hated by the internet. Why exactly, I'm not sure, but just for the most part, when you go on the internet, you're going to find hate on PT Cruisers. Sometimes you're not. I was surprised by some people that didn't mind them, thought they were alright. Now, this is the GT. It's another story, because once you have a turbo on something, it automatically gains this sort of a cred that other cars would not have otherwise, and that the car definitely wouldn't have otherwise. So whenever I go on like a forum or I'm commenting on something and I'm telling them what I drive, I always be sure and say I have a PT Cruiser GT Turbo, so that they know that it is the HO 2.4, and they're not going to be like, oh man, he's one of them. Racer, basically. So this car, recently, I did one modification to it, and that's all I've done so far as mods go, and that mod is a straight pipe, so there's no muffler, and we're gonna punch it a little going up this hill, and you can hear it sounds amazing. Ah, yes, that was 4,000 RPMs right there, so I didn't really crank it up. I did get into boost some. You really start to feel the turbo do its job around 3,000 to 3,200 RPMs is when it really starts to push some air in there, and that's when the noise is really starting to. Like right now I'm accelerating 2,500 RPMs, and you can hear it with the straight pipe, and it sounds good. But once you really get up there is when you really get the nice sounds. When I bought the car and it had the stock muffler and everything on it, it still made nice noises. Much quieter though. But I remember the day I tried it out, I took it up a steep hill and I gave it about, kind of like what I did back there, about 4,000 RPMs going up a hill, and it hit me right here, you know. I'm like, oh, this sounds good. So that was really one of the big kickers for me when I bought this car. But with it being a turbo and forced induction, I figured it would be a way to free up something in the turbo. It might help a little with performance. And also, I really, really wanted to be able to hear that sound better. I knew it would sound glorious without a muffler. It's not as loud as you normally would picture a straight piped car because it's got the turbo up front. I know I'm saying turbo a lot and I'm trying to emphasize that, but it is, you know, I have to emphasize it because otherwise it's a PT Cruiser. But anyways, that turbo up there is really the main sound or quieting things down. It really gives it a nice sound, especially when you hear the spooling. Now all I need is a blow-off valve or something like that, and then I'll remove all doubt. I hope. A big thing with me when I first saw it was the wheels. Those wheels are stock. I've had more people say, oh, you know, did you put those wheels on it when you got it, or what's up with them, the aftermarket? And I have to tell them, no, those came from the factory. They're really nice 17-inch chrome wheel. It's just something about that 5-spoke design. It's like has a little bit of a mag look to it. They're really set this car off, especially with the black color. Also, another thing I like is the interior in this car. It really, in particular car, the interior has held up pretty good besides a few tears in the seat. This model has leather seats with like a, I don't know if it's suede or what, in the middle, but it's really nice. It probably is not suede, I don't know what it is, but it's really nice material in the center, and it sets it off nicely. It's got a carbon fiber looking sort of inserts in the dash. I really like the look of them too. Just the way things are laid out is kind of nice and very Chrysler Corporation-ish, you know, if you know what I'm saying by that. Because I know I've driven many other Chrysler Corp vehicles, spent a lot of time in a Dodge Durango growing up, and I see a lot of similarities, a little stuff, and especially in the interior. But again, the interior is really nice in this. I really like the look of it. It's very comfortable to drive and to sit behind the wheel of as you toss your way around the corners. And also, this moonroof sunroof combination I'm on top was a really awesome cherry on top, because I love being able to have the moonroof open. You get a little bit of air circulation going without having to drop the moonroof. But then again, you can drop the moonroof. Something else I was very surprised with was the handling capabilities of this vehicle. I love the way it tosses its way through the corners. It's really a lot of fun to drive, even though it's just got good old springs in the rear end. Alright, let's do a little downshifting. Cameras will never do that justice, but that sound is really cool. It's like deep, grumbly, yet at the same time it's like fast race car sounding. It's the best, I think personally, it's the best sounding 4-cylinder motor I've ever heard in my life. I have always been a V8 guy. I've loved V8s. I always said I always want to own a V8. You know, a few years ago I started watching guys like David Patterson on YouTube. You gotta accept all cars. You gotta come into cars, look at cars, review cars, do whatever with cars with an open mind. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have never bought this one. So, there you go. But yeah, that's kind of getting off topic. So, now we're gonna hit some corners here. Let's see what we got. Gonna take this one pretty good. That is really nice. I mean, it's no race car. I accept that. It's a stock vehicle, but it's about as good as it's going to get. It really corners flat. It does what it needs to do, you know, very well. So I'm more than happy with it in the corners. It's a lot of fun to play with on the weekend, you know. Go out for a cruise. It's a ton of fun on windy roads like this one I'm on. Let's push another corner here because I feel like it. Yeah, boy, that's fun. Oh, I'm fixing to get stuck behind a slowpoke. Ride them brakes, boy, ride them brakes. Now, I don't know if any of you watching this live in New York State. And by the way, this is off topic, I'm sorry. But I have to say, if any of you guys live in New York State, you know that there's a lot of slow drivers. Like, you'll be randomly driving down a beautiful, really nice road. You'll be cruising along at your speed. And then somebody decides to go way under the limit and just, no, they won't give. They want to go their speed, and they don't want anybody to pass them, or they will be upset. And it happens way too often here in New York, and I don't know what it is about it. Okay, so that was an off-topic rant, I'm sorry. It makes the daily commute so much less boring to be able to hear something cool, and when you turn, it's fun. I'm really glad that I bought this car, and I can't picture myself with anything else at this point being able to own only one car that's on the road anyway. And no, I'm not a fanboy, you know, I'm not going all over just because I own the car. And that's the point, is I just bought the car, so I still am getting used to it almost, even after almost a month of owning it. So that's all I can really say to you. You know, if you want an in-depth review, I don't know, go watch somebody else, because I ain't no Wikipedia, you know what I mean? But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to have to conclude the review here. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a new outlook on PT Cruisers in the general sense, especially the GT. But people have this certain image of PT Cruisers all across the board pretty much, and don't have that, especially with the GT. Give the GT a chance, because these are really, really fun cars with a really awesome drivetrain and really awesome in the general sense of the word. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Comment down below whatever you want to comment down below. Also, subscribe to see stuff as it comes out, and watch for new videos every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, I come out with videos midweek now a lot, so you're still going to want to be sure and go subscribe, and you'll be notified whenever I come out with something. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for many more like it, and possibly better in the future. But anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. You rock. God bless, and have a good one. Yeah! Seriously, guys, this bag of McDonald's has been riding next to me this whole time, and because I am talking to you people, I couldn't, like, just reach in there and grab some fries and eat them, which I normally would do on the way home. So, you know, this is just the suffering I will go through to make